Welcome back to comics, to Hot Comics TV and Nausicaä of the Valley of the Wind by Homer. No, I'm joking. By Hayao Miyazaki. No, the FromSoft Miyazaki, but the Ghibli Miyazaki, right? So I got this not long ago. I just got this. So this was awesome to get because I've been in the fence with this for quite a long time. I've been seeing this, and it goes out of print, it comes back, it gets out of print, it comes back, and it's a beautiful collection of the works by the master of animated series. Not knowing the drama that this series was, my goodness, I went in a little bit of rabbit hole, so I want to talk about that a little bit, I guess. Just gonna try to zoom in this a little bit. So these beautiful hardcovers, let's just go over the production of these books first. So they're beautiful hardcovers. They're coming in with this laminated matte lamination on it, and there are, what do you call it, stitch bound, believe it or not. So you're not going to be having to have these issues of when you flip them, they're going to crack, or you're going to hear the glue going crack, 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 like omnibuses do. Because of the nature of the lamination, that's got anti-scuffing as well. You're not going to see marks on it, so it's not very delicate. So yeah, and it's obviously encapsulating the works of the men that I remember seeing these comic books or the mangas that were coming in the soft covers in the 90s, but never really dive onto them, and for numerous reasons. I guess I don't know. I was a kid as well, so. My first interaction with Miyazaki, or the first time I ever saw his works, was when I saw the Porco Rosso, and that was quite a delight to see that animated film. To this point, it's still probably my favorite, if not the favorite film, a Miyazaki film. Now that they're in Netflix, you can easily just go in and just put them on, and it's just there. And also with the kids, you can sort of like go watch this. This is awesome, So, but the Nausicaä of the Valley of the Wind, it's probably, to me now, after everything that I've seen and out of the whole catalog, it's probably becoming my favorite film that he has done. But I didn't know the production that it was his first movie, even though it officially is not a Ghibli film, but it was also the production that he did on it. The first time he ever jumped onto the film direction of things, and how painful that is to have all of these people to come in and just work and labor in one vision, The works that he does generally, from what I'm looking at, or for the majority of the works that I've seen, is that they're pencil drawings, and then he applies acrylics or watercolors on top of them, and that's how he builds these beautiful illustrations. And is something to be said is that he's got a very unique style, even though that it's very cartoony, but you can tell that it's his work. I'm not taking any shade from his work, but very, very, very his style. You can recognize it from a mile away. His character design is also superb. I mean, look at the character intricacy with the uniforms and all the decorations and everything that's depicts that character from that very specific kingdom in this instance, and what Nausicaa looks like, and what she carries around, and how unique her look is as well. Beautiful cartooning again. To me, this looks like conceptual art for production, because they're all pencil drawings that have been colored with watercolors. But quite amazing. I know from the Ghibli documentaries that are coming on the DVDs, now Blu-rays, I guess, they did have commentary saying that he started the comic book for him to be able to do to get the production of the film. So he had to sell first the comic book for them to make the adaptation of the comic book. What an ordeal for the men to do that, and also the interviews that I've seen also sort of talking about all the people that he had like stellar cast of in his productions. One of them is Anno from Neon Genesis Evangelion. He came in and did the infamous ending of the movie, of the big, monster that comes in and shoots fire. And one of these guys, that animation sequence was done by Anno. So yeah, so these were published all the way from the early 80s to mid 80s, and I remember that this series of manga finished in the 90s, but I don't know when it was first translated to English, because this collection came out in 2012. This is the 11th edition, because it must have been printed in 2023. Yes, so this is from last year. I guess this is probably the best way to go about it, because if you're going to be trying to collect things, I don't know. You tell me if you have bought this in the past. Though the soft covers, the ones that came out in the 90s, would be interesting to see what that's like. But this is quite a beautiful collection. At this scale as well, it's quite cool. Let's bring a comic book so you guys can sort of see what I'm talking about. So that's your normal comic book affair, right? So thank you. So that's your normal comic book, right? And yeah, so this is quite the large real estate that you're going to get out of these books. And you're going to be able to appreciate this and how much he packs into these pages. They're not page turners. You're going to be here chewing at this steak for quite a long time. And it's exactly almost like the character design from the film. And it's a delight to see that, and also how he's labored onto it. But from what I remember hearing is that all of this was done on pencils. So they're very tight pencils for what he's doing into the panel, into the pages. Beautiful stuff. And it's got dual shade separation. So yeah, cool stuff. Now, the story of the film and the manga, the manga continues on from whether the movie is just one chapter, almost like feels like a chapter, to Nausicaä. Obviously, Nausicaä, I made the joke that it's Nausicaä by Homer, because Nausicaä is part of the epic cycle of the Odyssey. She appears, and she's the princess that I think aids Odysseus after his ordeal of the Odyssey, and once he gets back to reality, or to what do you call it, to his side of the world, finally, after his trials with the gods, he encounters Nausicaä. So he brings Nausicaä, the name of Nausicaä, onto these, and I think he brings another. I don't know what other mythical characters he was inspired by, and that's why he ended up calling this character what he called her. And she's. So this is a post-apocalyptic story, right? And he's writing this story, and in the psyche, I would love to talk to someone about why is it that the Japanese market has so much dedicated material to the post-apocalypse. Out of my ignorance, I don't know if it's because of World War II, because it's their only country effectively being nuked, the only country to recover from a war of that scale, and how the psyche of art in general talks about that, because we got people from almost every fantasy science fiction series all the way to modern times, even to fine arts, talking about this sort of topic. I mean, Star Blazers does it, Macross does it, Bronson does it, obviously on the Feast of the North Star, and there's so many other creators and mangakas that talk about this post-apocalyptic sort of narrative. Obviously separate stories and separate creators, but they're all tackling the same topic. I know that Miyazaki was born right after the war, so he didn't see that. He saw the boom of the economy of the Japanese market, and then he got into doing these sort of film productions. But I think he had already attempted to do manga, but did not enjoy it. But his efforts are already recorded. He's done that in the past. So, but from what I'm looking in here, is that he's got an influence, obviously, and I bring this a lot in this channel. If you watch this channel, you would know that I talk about Mobius, Janjiro, and the Metal Orlan and European artists. And to me, when I first opened this comic book, that's the first thing, my first impression. And then when I saw interviews and commentary about the movie, they brought up Janjiro. Arsak, to be more precise. So for everything that I look in here, how intricate the pencil work and the detail to every panel is just superb. If you being in the fence of committing to this purchase and you want to have, and you're a Ghibli fan, this is a no-brainer. This is something for you to, get into, because this story will continue from what you saw in the film, and you'll see more aspects to it. And some of it's pure high fantasy, obviously, with science fiction. And it's quite superb. I think now that I'm thinking about it, and now that I'm talking about it, it's probably become my favorite works by Miyazaki, and I would have to put Porco Rosso number 2. But it'd be interesting to see what you guys say as well. Beautifully done, this whole book. You get to really savor and enjoy every single panel because it's all black and white. You have no distraction. You're just enjoying all the pencil and inking or whatever process that he would have used. No, this is inking here. The other thing that I'm sort of wondering if he did have any assistance for this, because this is a mammoth task of. I mean, we got 2 volumes that are like, like the Iliad themselves, quite big. So yeah. So yeah, watching the artwork, it's so packed. I mean, I cannot stop looking at every panel, how packed they are. And how exquisite everything is. So again, the film sort of talks about this post-apocalyptic, this is where I stopped last time, world, and how important the environment is, because he's one of the first people to sort of talk about that. That's also in the psyche of Japanese culture, that we gotta be good to the earth, gotta be good to each other, and not to abuse, and to be thoughtful about it. There's a lot of action happening here. So that's what happens on this. I mean, the environment is one of the major topics of this narrative, and to be good to your fellow man, I guess. It's got high morals, which is nice, I guess. Yeah, this is beautiful. I cannot give it enough praise. So this is all one-to-one to the film, and we're about to hit the ending of the movie with everything, and it's also like Nausicaä. It's kind of like a chosen one, like character, like King Arthur, almost like a Christ-like figure that sacrifices herself. And the prophecy, that happens on the animated film, that the sage. I mean, the lady that's, I don't know, one of the elders of the village, and she has this clairvoyancy. She predicts and sees like what the future, it's like the coming of the liberator of the chosen one, the man who's coming in to rescue, or he's gonna come in and rescue everyone, like that Moses-like character, the leader. And everybody has it backwards, the prophecy. It's almost like something out of George Martin, right? With the Sora High sort of thing. And same thing here. So, and sort of, obviously the narrative here continues on, and then, yeah, you get more. So that's, if you love that movie, and you want to get more Nausicaä goodness in your life, you get this set, and then you'll be fulfilled. I know, I hadn't seen the film in a long time, and I bought this, and then I sort of sat again to refresh my memory. I sort of went over it again, because I got this like a month or 2 months ago. I can't really remember. So I sat on it for quite a long time, because, you know, life and the other responsibilities. And then when I opened this up late at night, I sort of came to a very happy realization of that this was the right thing to do, because you get more. You get so much more with this. The story's just, yeah. Anyway, the conflict continues on, obviously, with the kingdoms, and, well, I should have not shown that. It's a big spoiler. And you'll get a lot more for your money. That is Nausicaä of the Valley of the Wind by Miyazaki. Beautiful collection of works. If you like this, you like the film, and you like his art, and want to lose yourself in this world, this is the way to go. It's exactly like Gantz. The TV series sort of was going one direction, and then it finished, and then it continued on the manga. So you get all of that here, and it's all done by the master himself. So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Please like and subscribe, and have a lovely day. Take care. Bye-bye.